You're watching Center Stage with Rahul Kamal.
Good evening. Was the Prime Minister aware of the 2G fraud in the making? Could he have stopped the colossal loss to the Exchequer? It is on this question that the future of this government probably rests. The Prime Minister's office insists the answer is no, but Headlines today has been able to access crucial notings made by the Prime Minister's private secretary. These notings were made by T.K.A. Nair just 5 days after A. Raja doled out 2G licenses. Nair writes, the PM wants only informal communication with the Department of Telecom. PM wants the PMO to be kept at arm's length, writes Nair. The question is why? Sandeep Bamzai with this Headlines Today exclusive.
The first come, first served policy, how it is implemented, that was never discussed with me. Licenses were not a matter which ever got referred to me or to the cabinet. That was a decision exclusively of the telecom minister.
Earlier this year, the Prime Minister denied any knowledge of the 2G scam. But new revelations emerging out of file notings mentioned in the PAC report contest the Prime Minister's stand. The notings by Manmohan Singh's Principal Secretary T.K.A. Nair indicate that the Prime Minister's office, while being aware of Raja's actions, chose to look the other way.
In fact, this note itself shows that the Prime Minister was well aware that something terribly wrong has been going on over these months, and his only concern was somehow keep your distance from whatever has happened.
The notings, as detailed in the report, say, on the 11th of January 2008, Principal Secretary in the PMO wrote to Raja seeking an update on the 2G license developments. This was just 1 day after 2G licenses were sold. 4 days later, the Principal Secretary's noting said that the Prime Minister wanted the information informally shared with the department and did not want a formal communication. It said that the Prime Minister wanted the PMO at arm's length.
Raja was very clever. He wrote, it seems now, 18 letters to the Prime Minister on every step. And how is it that Chidambaram cleared all this and even today says that nothing wrong happened? And yet, the Enforcement Directorate of the Finance Ministry has slapped a fine of a penalty of 7,100 crores on this HSLR.
Despite a clear divergence of opinion between the Law Ministry and Communications Ministry over the auctioning of spectrum, why did the PMO not enforce transaction of business rules to sort them out? Did the Prime Minister's desire to keep the PMO at arm's length allow Raja to go ahead and execute his dubious decision? The allegations have provided the opposition fresh fodder to go hammer and tongs against Manmohan Singh.
Such a major decision, having a scandalous proportion about loot and abuse of public authority, would have not been known to the Prime Minister? Is it believable? And if he didn't know, and if he did not take any preemptive and preventive measures, then I'm sorry, Dr. Manmohan Singh, you have got no authority to remain as the Prime Minister.
Left red-faced, the Congress too has launched a fresh attack on the BJP.
Let us also not forget that Mr. Raja has said that all the telecom ministers from 1993 onwards should be in jail with him.
It is alleged by the opposition that the sudden and furious attack against the PSC was driven by the volume of evidence against the Prime Minister's office. Now, notings and letters are being used by Raja to tar the Prime Minister with the same brush. With camera person Kripal Singh, T.K.A. Sharma from Delhi for Headlines Today.